Hello and welcome back to our Team Lotus F1 Manager series as you join us at the halfway point in 2026. And we have a lovely old racetrack at Silverstone up next in 4 days' time. Coming off the back of Austria where we returned to some form. We got a double podium last time out. Wasn't to be expected though. But in the closing stages of that race, we had some mega pace. And yeah, Ricciardo and Fernando Alonso found themselves on the podium, second and third. And it was actually Max Verstappen who dominated that race and got his first win of 2026. I'm not sure if he won at all last year in 2025. If he did, it was very early on. So that's his first win for a long old time in this series. So yes, a very exciting closing stages to that Austrian Grand Prix. So if you haven't checked that one out, do go back and watch it. It is very exciting towards the end of that race. And if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel if you like this series, if you like the F1 Manager content, and if you can do a massive favour and like the video for me. The likes help to push it out to a wider audience. Trying to get these back to around about 15 likes. We were doing it early on in this series and the likes have dropped off a little bit. So if you can help me on my way just to that minimal target, 15 likes, really do appreciate it, and get involved down below in the comments. But as I say, today we are pushing on to Silverstone. It's only 4 days. It's a back-to-back with Austria, so there's not going to be too much to do, and we will soon be back out on track. But before we head out on track, we've got a sporting changes regulation vote. So in Formula 1, regulation changes help us to continuously improve the sport for the benefit of competitors and fans alike. Taking this into consideration, we are proposing new sporting regulations for the 2027 season, introducing a higher limit to the number of engines, ERS and gearboxes that can be used in a season should reduce the overall amount of powertrain failures and penalties. Please review the below details and respond in good time. Well, we don't know if we're going to do a 2027 season, but if we were, this is a great change. It was up the limit of engines back from 3 to 4, but would add an extra ERS limit to 3 and gearboxes to 5. So we will vote in favour of that one. Well, this is a surprise. Dennis Hauer is going to retire. He's only 23. He's had enough. He's had enough and he is going to retire apparently. I don't know if that's legit, but apparently he is. Okay, we have got a new chassis and it's installed on Danny Rick's car. We won't get the second one done in time for the Silverstone Grand Prix. Fernando Alonso got one of the parts earlier than Danny Rick last time out, so it's Ricciardo's turn this time. And we're ready to jump to Silverstone then and set these race targets. So 17th or higher, these are still very low, but we should perform better. 17th for Danny Rick, 14th for Alonso. Let's start practice. Okay, practice in Silverstone completed and a pretty good one. 100% setup satisfaction for both drivers. That's the key area that we're looking at, and we've nailed it with both. Car parts knowledge down on Danny Rick because was it a chassis? I think it was a chassis that we put on his car, wasn't it? And we're not running that on Fernando's because it's not ready, so he's a little bit down on the car parts knowledge. Both at 95% on track acclimatization, so we take that well set up as we head to quali next. Right, we're out on our flying laps then in Q1, straight out. And Ricciardo set a 1:24.9. What is Fernando Alonso going to do? Hopefully he's going to be pretty close to him, if not a little better. And he does. There's about a 10.5 between them, so that's looking pretty good for Q1. Okay, approaching end of session. As I say, looks like we're going to be safely through to Q2 in this one as we get checkered flag. And yes, we are safely through. George Russell is knocked out, though, on home soil. Yeah, George in the Mercedes is knocked out then in Q1. Okay, same again, and it's the usual process. We're using the same tyres from Q1. Let's see how we go. A little bit of traffic, it looks like, on this lap. And Alonso 24.4. Ricciardo a little bit further back this time, 3.5 temps. So we'll see if we need to go back out again. Okay, Ricciardo has not made the line here. We sent him out a bit too late. So it's going to be Norris. And Norris is likely to knock Ricciardo out. We've made an error. Is it going to be the case? Is Lando going to knock out Danny Rick? He needs to find half a second, mind you. Well, that McLaren should have it. And he does. Ricciardo knocked out in Q2. That's our mistake. We did send him out just about 15 seconds too late, though. So Ricciardo is out in Q2, the championship leader. How impactful will this be then? There we have it. He's gone. Ricciardo's out. And no other surprise. So just down to Fernando then, although Bottas is out as well. No Danny Rick in Q3. Just down to Fernando then. So, as we said, it's just Fernando Alonso then in Q3. Set a time on used tyres. We're about 80% used tyres, so we're hoping for some nice green sectors in this final flying lap in Q3. It's Silverstone. Let's see how we go. Currently P7. It's Sainz on provisional pole. Good pace from Sainz. That Red Bull looking very good around here. And Alonso does set a green sector. No purple sectors in there, in sector 1 at least, to get us excited. Hamilton is finished. Who else has finished? Leclerc has now finished as well. And we've got some in-laps, Albon and Sainz. So they are finished. They have now got checkered flag as well. So Sainz has finished. Hamilton's finished. Leclerc finished. Albon finished. What is Alonso going to do? Through this middle sector. Hopefully we're going to see another green sector here. We are indeed. So Fernando is on the right trajectory here. But no purple, so it doesn't look like we're going to put it on pole, as Verstappen puts a 10th between him and his teammate, now on provisional pole. Where is Fernando Alonso going to go in all of this? Tsunoda has finished, he's improved up to 6th. But it's now all about Fernando Alonso as he crosses the line, Fernando. And we jump up to 6th, though, well, nearly 6/10 off Max Verstappen. Just over 5, yeah, just under 6/10 off Max Verstappen as Hülkenberg finishes as well. So Alonso, P6 here. And there we have it. Doesn't look like we're going to have the pace again to challenge for the podium, but it didn't look like that in Austria, and we still managed it. So let's wait and see for the race. But Red Bull, as we said, looking pretty good round here, and it's Max on pole, Sainz in 2nd, Hülkenberg in 3rd for RB, then the 2 McLarens of Piastri and Norris respectively. Then, as we saw, Fernando Alonso in 6th, Yuki Tsunoda 7th, then the 2 Ferraris, Hamilton in 8th, Leclerc in 9th, and Alex Albon putting the Aston Martin in P10, as we saw Ricciardo out in Q2 in P11, along with Bottas, and George Russell was out in Q1. Let's have a look at strategy then, before we start this race in Silverstone. Okay, it is going to be the same way around here. Can't make any other strategies quicker than this one, so both doing the same. Softs to begin with, then mediums, then softs. So it's a 2-stopper, softs, 2 sets of softs, and a set of mediums in the middle as Fernando Alonso starts P6, Ricciardo P11. Let's start this Silverstone Grand Prix. Still don't think we can make it to the podium, but we fought that in Austria and we managed it. So let's see. It's a Red Bull 1-2 as we get underway. Verstappen P1, Sainz P2, and our guys Alonso P6 and 11, but both moving up very quickly off the start. Can we maintain that? Yes, Alonso into P5, but he's still got Lando on his outside. But it looks like Alonso is going to move up to P5 at the start here, but no, Lando's still on the inside, and he'll get the inside here as well, so we have to concede back down to 6th. Although we're still running alongside Lando, having a lovely little battle with Lando here early on. Ramrinez, thanks for the follow.
Yes.
And Alonso does take P5, fantastic, and Lando at the end moves down to P7. So look at this. This fight started off the start, and then Lando just, yeah. Don't know if he lost some traction coming out of that corner.
Let's go, guys.
But he was nowhere on the straight, and Tsunoda takes him as well. So Alonso moves up 1 place to P5 on the start. Ricciardo's up 2 places, and there we see it.
And we're watching Daniel Ricciardo.
He's made 1 off the start, and now he's passed Lewis Hamilton. And that was easily done. So good work from Danny Rick. Started P11, now up to P9. Let's have a look at tyres, though. And he is around cars, well, both Ferraris and Albon on hards and mediums. Alonso is now going to be behind Piastri, who is also on the hards. So we want to be getting past Piastri pretty quickly here. Although he's maintaining pace with the leaders here. And we'll get DRS enabled after this lap. Can Ricciardo get past Leclerc? Leclerc's not going to have DRS. What about Alonso on... Alonso's lost the DRS himself, though. So Alonso's going to be under pressure from Tsunoda here. Can we cover him off? Yes, just about. We're going to have to push again there. Is Ricciardo getting past Leclerc?
Overtake
he is
available.
indeed.
Overtake available.
Thank you. I cherish you. I cherish you. Ace, thanks for the rose.
Okay,
much appreciated.
So currently P8.
Right. So Ricciardo's doing things here. As he's passed another Ferrari. Leclerc on the hards, I believe, though. No, mediums, but still a slower tyre. Right, we probably do need to settle into this strategy, though.
And try to cool down the tires where you can. Rear is slightly coming up.
Yeah, Alonso is...
We need a little bit more lift off, please.
Alonso's lost a lot of pace here. I don't think we can really afford to continue to push like that. So Tsunoda probably is going to get past us here.
Confirm.
And there he goes. Right, so Alonso back to 6th where he started. To be honest with you, the McLarens, RBs and Red Bulls should be quicker than us.
This is ridiculous.
Although, as I say,
Keep trying.
Lando has developed that issue. What issue is it? It's an ERS issue. It's down to 24%. That could really cost him this race. Yeah, Ricciardo's going to be under massive pressure here. They're queuing up.
To defend as we can.
Let's see what Danny Rick can do. Not a lot there. And Leclerc swings by on the outside. Seems to be a lot of pace behind us.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have the pace on this top 5 because we've used a lot more tyre than them and they've pulled away. Lando has used more tyre than us though, and he's got an issue, so hopefully we can battle for 6th and 7th. Wise King, thanks for the GGs, you king. Right, Alonso is going to be probably not much we can do here against Lando. And DRS open, and he gets past us. What about Danny Rick, though? Can he move back past Charles Leclerc? No. Has to settle back in P9. Alonso, stop moaning. Come on.
Full concentration. Anything can happen still.
Bit of positivity, Fernando. We can do this. It's a long way to go, yeah?
Car behind is now Leclerc.
Right, just on strategy, we have got to pit lap 16 with Fernando and lap 18 with Danny Rick. No, by the way, did anyone have a grid penalty? No grid penalties, no. Russell was knocked out in Q1. And that Mercedes looks like it's struggling, though, around here. Right, Alonso back on Lando Norris. And we move back past. So it could be a battle, I think, with Lando for P6. I think the top 5 is going to be a stretch.
Let's go.
Nice shot. Car ahead is Piastri. Gap 4.2.
Right, can Ricciardo push into Lando's DRS? That would be nice. What did I say? Lap 18 with him, lap 16 with Fernando. Ricciardo's going to be under pressure again from these Ferraris. Wise King going mad with the gifts. Thank you, my man. Norris's issue is getting worse, it looks like, his ERS issue, as Leclerc is moving back past us. Albon's up there, isn't he, in the Aston? Look at this, we're not pulling... This is going to be tight. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. Magnussen and Bottas have come together. Oh, dear. And they can't get back on the track. I think it's only going to be a yellow, no virtuals, full safety cars or red flags, of course. What's happened here? Looks like K-Mag's going to be the culprit. Yes, he's just locked up straight into the front. And Bottas is not happy with it. They've both got damage off the back of that, I think. When we looked, they have, and they rejoin dead last. So the Mercedes weekend goes from bad to worse. And yeah, are they going to have to pit as well? We'll see. This is right at the... yeah, that's right at the start, isn't it? So they've got to go a long way if they are going to pit. What about tyres for them? Yeah, that's fine. So Mercedes now running 16th and 22nd. They are the reigning world champions.
Keep it up.
But they are struggling big time. As K-Mag gets a 5-second penalty for that as well.
gap at 4.9.
Noob Games, this wasn't a good race for the British. No, how's the British doing? So we've got Lando 7th, Hamilton 11th, and Russell 16th. Have we got any other British drivers on the grid? I don't think we have we?
Only just on DRS this time.
And Lando, though, even with his issues, still on the gearbox of Fernando Alonso. What is that error saying? Yeah, it still is ERS getting worse, so...
Honestly, I don't think we can do much more.
Ricciardo is overtaken again by Leclerc. He's on the medium, so yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about the pace, but let's see how we go. So Verstappen leads. It's very close up front, though. Look at this. Any of the top 5 could win this. It's actually 1.6 seconds from Verstappen down to Piastri in 5th. So it's a very tight race early on here. Long way to go. We kind of need Leclerc and Ricciardo to push up to Norris, but that's not happening at the moment. Let's say lap 16 we need to get Alonso in, lap 18 for Ricciardo. So Alonso is going to be stopping a lot earlier than his teammate, as Ricciardo is again back past Leclerc, so he's having a right old battle.
Alrighty. Nice.
And Ricciardo has joined this DRS party now as well. As Magnussen and Teo Porcher in the pits, so quite a few pit stops happening now. They're the next 2 in. Right, Lando just got DRS, but we are nearly outside of his DRS.
Where you can.
And Ricciardo is going to be on the back of Lando, so Alonso needs to find about 3-4 attempts here, and we should break the DRS. But we're using a lot of battery to do it. Again, this is looking good now. 1.2. And Ricciardo is going to try and do the same. Get past Lando.
You've got everything. You've got everything. Press on hold available.
Lando nearly pushing back into Alonso's DRS, though. 1.2, right, we're gaining on Lando, gaining. I think we might be too far back. Yeah, just too far back there. We can drop it back into neutral now, battery-wise. Yeah, Alonso's not pushed out of that DRS massively on Lando. It's only 1.3. But Lando, we saw his battery issue there because he really struggled to get out of that corner. And Ricciardo's going to swing past him. Only issue there is he's going to give DRS to Lando, so I don't really want to push on the battery here. We might have to concede the position. Let's wait and see. As I don't know if we'll see Lando. Just
now we're watching the action
it's not
closely
the
here.
greatest of angles there.
The opportunity's there.
Good move from Ricciardo, though, on the outside. So let's say Lando does get DRS, although, yeah, he's quite far back, so I think it is worthwhile having a push here. Alonso P6, but look, we're nearly 12 seconds off that top 5, so we're nowhere in comparison to that top 5. So I think the fight for us really is try to hold on for 6 or 7, 6 and 7th, and hope that something ahead of us goes wrong. Our podium is looking a bit optimistic at the moment. A pit loss here is 22 seconds, so at the moment Fernando would get a nice gap behind Russell, actually. So that'd work out quite well. Now let's go back to interval here. Norris has got DRS on Ricciardo just about. They're sort of being dragged back to Fernando here, which isn't ideal. As Lando pits. So Lando stops now, and he'll probably get an undercut and be ahead of Alonso and Ricciardo, which will be a little bit frustrating, but there we go. And Fernando, we want to get in at the end of next lap. So Lando is in free air, which is annoying. We would have liked him to have some traffic. And we've got Perez following us in, as well as Bortoletto then. But is Lando going to undercut us here? It's a good chance he will. 2.3, but we were held for the Williams of Perez there. So we probably lost an additional second or two. Where is Lando? He might be struggling though because he's not benefiting from the DRS. There's Lando. There's Fernando. Lando's going to be swinging around. I think Alonso's got it covered though. Just about.
P10. The car ahead is Hamilton.
There's Lando. So we have come out ahead of him, but Lando's going to be straight back into that DRS, and he's got his tyres up to 10. So he might be swinging straight back past us here on this DRS zone. And there we see it. DRS open. So it's back as we were in the first stint with Lando all over the back of Fernando. But what we will do with Fernando is we can use a bit of top up here.
Recharge.
It did work when we started to push on that battery because I think Lando is certainly struggling with that battery issue. So we can just get a bit of battery life back up and then we'll push as Hülkenberg and Sainz are pitting. We're expecting Lando to probably be past us here. Ricciardo is probably going to have to be in at the end of this lap. Let's just watch this though, as Lando with the DRS again is going to move past us. Is he? No. Fernando says no. Fernando's not having it. We're going to do a bit of harvesting, just get that battery back a little bit quicker.
Oh, recharge on.
Right, Danny Rick going to have to get in at the end of this lap.
Box.
Right.
Box confirmed.
So Lando should move past us on this DRS zone because we're not going to use any battery.
Okay, understood.
But then hopefully the battery we've gained, we'll be able to get past him and break away. It might be a quiet race from there. We'll wait and see.
Are in good shape.
Okay.
Leclerc and Hamilton, though, interesting, will be going a little bit longer. Here we go then. Lando on the inside. And this time he does make it through, as we expected.
Recharge off when you're ready.
Okay.
So back out the pace.
Copy.
On your good to push.
All right, Ricciardo just pushed the last bit of that tyre life. Is at 30%, but let's get him into the pits. There's Alonso all over the back of Lando. As Ricciardo is in the pits, so is Leclerc.
Copy.
Don't think we'll be getting past Lando here, but we will be gaining again with the DRS. And we can go back to neutral. It's 2.5, not the greatest of stops there, but it will do.
Copy.
Bottas is in pit lane.
I imagine Alonso is going to be past. Norris and Alonso will be past Ricciardo, I think. There's Ricciardo exiting the pits. There's Lando. There's his teammate. So yeah, just cleared by those.
Currently P10.
And he'll lose a little pace to begin with.
So we have Leclerc a little while behind.
Moved off.
Fernando getting frustrated here. It's like Lando really struggling now. And this is the moment for Fernando to get this done. There we go, pull out nice and early. This should be pretty easy. Going to be done way before the corner. Fernando through on Lando Norris then. And now, same again, we need to push away.
Good job. Come on.
Did an excellent job.
Need to use this pace to try and push away. Ricciardo's right with us now as well.
Gap 14.3.
Lando having to cover off Danny Rick. Is Danny Rick going to get through straight away there? No. Hamilton is in the pits as well. Leclerc is out behind Perez. Perez is only 1.4 off this battle. He's going well in the Williams. Lando apparently has DRS. He does have DRS, but he's a little bit further back. And Ricciardo on the inside is through on Lando Norris. And let's try and push away with him as well.
We don't need liftoff.
Albon finally stopped, so we'll be back past Albon now. As we've got another yellow flag. That might just be a lock-up or someone going wide. It's Portoletto running wide. Chan, I need to go, so bye. No worries, buddy. Thanks for dropping in. Have a good one. I wonder if we just get Alonso in on some hards then. Just to try and mix it up a bit. If not, we're just going to follow our teammates around the whole race here. Can another medium work? We have got another medium. That would work. It's only be 2 seconds slower. But might be worth doing that. Then we're in on lap 31. Oh, hello. What's happening here, though? Safety car would be nice. It's just Russell running wide. He's having an awful British Grand Prix. You can only lose something. You're 20 seconds behind, so don't risk it. Yeah, I'm just trying to have a look to spice it up a bit, because if not, we're probably just going to run 6th and 7th all the way to the end. So I think we'll go for that. I think we can still get back to 6th and 7th. We're not going to improve on that.
Copy.
So I think we should release Fernando.
Okay, understood.
Let's release Fernando.
Or reduce liftoff where
Then
possible.
see if we can do something a little bit different. I think it's all going to end up 6th and 7th because, as I say, we're pit stop behind. So we just haven't got the pace on the top 5 today, unfortunately. Hopefully a nice clean stop. Let's at least try and get some pit stop points, shall we? Sonoda and Sainz are in as well, so they might be getting a little bit of an undercut on Max Verstappen. And Bottas gets a mechanical fault. What a dreadful day for Mercedes. Oh, that's
Okay.
not what we want to see right there. 2.3. I don't think that's going to be enough for any pit stop points. But Alonso is off on his way. He's going to have some mediums to push on now. He was on mediums before. And he's back out. I just had a horrible thought. We did definitely start on the softs, didn't we? Yes, we did. We're both drivers. That would have been not so good if we just put on the same compound and we had to make a mandatory pit stop. But
Gap 4.1.
I think get Ricciardo in this lap.
Lando behind. Gap 1.7.
Yeah, he should be able to attack. No, that's not going to be a full attack. Yeah, he should be able to go aggressive, though, for most of this stint now. Let's just get them up to speed.
Box.
Man, I have a 92 rated training mechanics and I barely get points in the season with pit stops. Yeah, it's a funny one. You have to do a lot of gym training. And when you're doing your... you got the total tab and then you've got the cumulative tab. On the cumulative tab, you want to make sure on the race Sundays your pit crew aren't tired. So yeah, you want to make sure they're not moving over to exhausted. As long as they're well rested or just about in tired, you'll be fine. And you want to do gym training to get that time down a bit. But it does take some time, I've found. This is our 3rd season and we're only now getting close to sort of 2 seconds, nearly under 2 second stops. I bet we've just cursed this one. 2.1, that'll do. That might be enough. That might be enough for some pit stop points today. As that is a back marker in front of us. Alonso should be out in front of Ricciardo, but it's looking... No, it's not that tight. Alright, so Alonso...
We are not fuel limited. We are not fuel
It's Alonso
limited.
against Ricciardo now, so it's soft against medium.
Copy.
As Verstappen, the race leader pit. Shall we have a look at that? Well, he's had his pit stop, but he's about to come out. Is he going to still be in the lead? I think he is. quite comfortably, and I think this is going to be an easy Max Verstappen win in the end. Sonoda, its closest challenger, is 3 seconds behind. Yeah, and Sonoda's got a comfortable lead in P2 there as well, hasn't he? Leclerc's into the pits.
Nice.
We were running 6th and 7th, and we should be back there once Hamilton pits, so I think we're going to be pretty comfortable there. Yeah, just waiting for Hamilton to pit. I think he's the last one to stop, certainly in this top 10.
Gap 1.2.
And there he is. So he might get past him on track here. Alonso. He's got 3.6 seconds on his teammate. So he doesn't want to lose too much time here, because Ricciardo might be able to close that gap.
Copy.
Hamilton coming to the end of his tyres, and we've very much got new rubber on. I'm going to say that's going to be a bit too much through there, but we should be comfortably past as we come out of here with the DRS. We'll give him a bit of battery just to make sure.
Copy.
Here we go. We're going to swing past Lewis way before the corner here. And there we go. That was easy work. Lewis, as I say, needs to stop. So yeah, the Ferrari pace looked good early on, but they've dropped off.
Let's go.
And well, Lewis is now more than a pit stop behind Fernando Alonso. As Daniel Ricciardo. Let's just watch this. Is he going to get past Lewis Hamilton as well? He does indeed. Going to be 2 laps to go as we cross the line here. I think, yeah, Fernando can definitely just stay on attack now.
2 laps.
Can Daniel Rick attack? I don't know how much tyre life we'll lose here. He's got to try and get up to him. It's down to 1.7 again. Oh, this is the problem. He is going to lose this battery. He's nearly within the DRS, though. He is within the DRS. But he's used a lot of battery to get there. And he's still using the battery. Will the tyres hold on? I don't know. Let's put them on high for everything. Make it fair. Right, Verstappen starts the final lap. Ricciardo has got within DRS zone, but I wasn't paying attention that he's pushing on fuel.
So we need a bit more lift off where you can.
So he's going to have to lift off. He's used more battery than Fernando. Can he make the move here? No, he can't. Fernando is going to have to be deploying as well.
Press and hold the overtake.
Copy.
All right, it's going to be Danny Rick against his teammate Fernando Alonso then on this last lap. Danny Rick's got to conserve a little bit more fuel though.
Final lap.
Copy.
Here we go. He's going to get DRS here.
Stop the lift off, please.
Fernando's deploying a lot of battery out of there. Ricciardo, though, is there with DRS. Is he going to send it? No, he's going to save it for the next DRS zone. Fernando could be in trouble here. Although Danny Rick's tyres are getting close to the end of their life, and he's lost his battery now.
We don't have enough battery.
So Fernando might be able to stretch a little bit of a gap here before we get to the next DRS zone, but it's not looking like at the minute.
Lift off where possible.
Rick's all over the back of him. Danny Rick is flying, but can Fernando drop him in this DRS zone?
Max Verstappen over the finish
Max has won.
and today's winner.
But Ricciardo is gaining and gaining. His tyre life is gone. Is he brave enough? No, he's not. He's not. His tyres come to the end. He was getting closer and closer. He's pushing Fernando Alonso.
Okay, increase and lift off, please.
But Alonso, I thought we were going to run out of fuel there, but Alonso does make the line
Okay,
in
that's a
6th,
checkered
and
flag.
Ricciardo in 7th. So Ricciardo does run out of fuel,
It is P6.
but he made it to the line. He's just going to park there, Danny Rick. He gave it a go in the end.
Well done.
But it is, as we were for
Into the
most
pit
of that race, 6th for Fernando Alonso and 7th for
touch.
Daniel Ricciardo. It's Verstappen that wins it. Tsunoda P2, Sainz P3. But it's 6th for Alonso and 7th for Danny Rick. P4. So Red Bull are very happy today in this British Grand Prix. But here's the full result there. Max Verstappen wins it. Was on pole, wins the race. I think it was fairly comfortable for him in the end, to be honest with you. Yuki Tsunoda, good drive, up 5 places to finish 2nd. Carlos Sainz 3rd, Nico Hülkenberg 4th. And as we say, both Red Bull and RB all in the top 4 for that Red Bull family. Oscar Piastri drops 1 to 5th. Fernando Alonso finished where he started in P6. Danny Rick, as I say, we are unlucky to be out in Q2. It is a driver error, it's team error, not sending him out in time. So I think that's where our pace was, 6th and 7th. Between 6th and 8th if Lando didn't have the issue. But Ricciardo, solid race, up 4 places to finish 7th. Hamilton finishes P8. But Albon does score points, up 1 place and finishes P9, 2 points for Aston Martin. Leclerc rounds out the points in 10th, and Yuki Tsunoda took the fastest lap for the bonus point. There we saw Lando Norris had an ERS issue for most of the race, getting worse all the time. And yeah, he just slowly dropped down the order, finished P11. And then these Mercedes just doesn't look like they've got the pace here in 2026. So Bottas 14th and Russell 15th. What does that do for the drivers? So if you've been following this series, we had a dominant car at the start, but the grid is coming at us. So let's have a look now. You see 233 points, 233 points for Ricciardo, who takes 6. Fernando Alonso, 187, takes 8. So actually, Fernando Alonso closes the gap by 2 points. But as I say, look out behind them, and they're coming at us at a fast race of knots now. Yuki Tsunoda, another 19 points. He's now just 15 points behind Fernando and getting closer to Danny Rick. What's that, 51 points now? 61 points. 61 points behind Danny Rick. And then Max Verstappen, as I say, he's gone back-to-back now. 2 wins in a row. Another 25 points. So if this continues, could be a handful of points between perhaps even 1st down to 5th, 6th, which would be very interesting indeed. Max moves up 1 to 4th then. Oscar Piastri drops to 5th. Carlos Sainz up 1 to 6th with his 3rd place finish on the podium. Lando Norris, no points, so he drops to 7th. Hülkenberg, 12 points. Good haul of points for him. He struggled compared to his teammate this year, but that's a good haul of points. And Lewis Hamilton picks up 4. Charles Leclerc 1. No changes there. And the rest of the point scorers so far this year, Valtteri Bottas, he is the reigning world champion. Dominated in the end last year, and that car was very dominant. Keep saying it because it's just such a shocking drop-off that they are now, 11th and 12th respectively, Mercedes drivers. And again, an awful race here. No points scored. Alex Albon picks up another 2 points for Aston Martin, though. Ocon has 3 points in 14th. Then we've got Perez and Bortoletto. Rest of the drivers yet to score. Constructors, there we have it. It's the same scenario here, although we do have a bigger gap. But again, they're coming at us, and Red Bull take a great haul of points. So we're on 420. But as I say, if that continues for another 3, 4, 5 races, it is going to get tighter. So we only take 14. Red Bull take 40. They jump McLaren, courtesy really of Lando having a poor car there today. So Red Bull in 2nd, McLaren 3rd. RB in 4th, but again, taking 31 points. So what is it there? There's 27 points there between 2nd to 4th. So it's very tight. So if these 3 can continue to close for us, it's going to get very tight between the top 4. Don't think Ferrari in contention, but it looks like they're going to finish in no man's land in 5th. And then we've got Mercedes, as we already talked about. They're in 6th. Aston Martin take another 2 points, so they pull clear of Williams, who are in 8th. And then Haas are 9th. And Alpine and the Audi team yet to score.